Good morning. I want to talk to you today about something powerful, something life-changing. I believe that what you've been waiting for, what you've been praying about, what you've been believing for, it's going to happen quickly. You see, in life, we sometimes feel like we're stuck, like the dream is too far away, the breakthrough is too delayed, or the success is taking too long. But let me encourage you, God is a God of sudden shifts. In one moment, everything can change. What seemed impossible yesterday can become a reality today. Look at the stories in the Bible. Joseph went from the prison to the palace overnight. David, a shepherd boy, was suddenly anointed king. The disciples were struggling in a storm, and in an instant, Jesus calmed the waters. What does that tell us? God is not limited by time. He doesn't need years to bring your dreams to pass. When it's your time, no delay, no obstacle, no challenge can stop what He has planned for you. But here's the key. You have to stay in faith. Too often, we see delays as denials. We think, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's never going to happen. But God is saying, get ready. Stay prepared, because when I move, it's going to happen quickly. That's why we have to develop ourselves. Keep growing, keep learning, keep believing, because when the opportunity shows up, we must be ready to step into it. The right person, the right job, the financial breakthrough. It's going to happen faster than you thought. Some of you are about to see doors open that have been closed for years. Some of you are about to receive blessings that were delayed, but now they're on the way. You might have been in a slow season, but get ready for a sudden shift. What you've been working for, praying for, believing for, it's going to happen quickly. So don't be discouraged. Don't give up. Keep your faith strong, because when God moves, it won't take years. It will take moments. And when it happens, you'll look back and say, that was nothing but the hand of God. Sometimes we think success, healing, or breakthrough has to take years. We assume that because progress seems slow, nothing is happening. But God is not bound by human timelines. He is a God of divine acceleration. What should take 10 years, He can do in one. What seems impossible today can become a reality tomorrow. Think about the story of Joseph. He spent years in prison for something he didn't even do. It looked like his dreams had been crushed. But in one day, everything changed. He woke up as a prisoner and went to bed as the second in command of Egypt. When the time was right, God moved suddenly. This is how acceleration works. When we are faithful in the slow seasons, when we keep growing, preparing, and doing the right thing, the moment comes when God propels us forward in ways we never imagined. You may feel like you're in a waiting season, but don't mistake waiting for wasting. Every experience, every challenge, and every lesson is preparing you for the moment when things shift. And when that shift happens, it will be quick. We see this not only in spiritual matters, but also in education, career, and personal growth. A student may struggle for years, feeling like they will never understand a subject. Then suddenly everything clicks and they excel beyond their expectations. A business owner may work tirelessly, seeing little progress, but then one opportunity, one right connection, and everything changes overnight. But here's the key: we must be ready for acceleration. If Joseph had become bitter in prison, if he had lost hope and stopped interpreting dreams, he would have missed his moment. If the student had given up studying, they wouldn't have been prepared for the breakthrough of understanding. If the business owner had quit just before their big break, they would have never seen success. The waiting season is not just about patience, it's about preparation. God doesn't just want to take you higher. He wants to make sure you can handle it when you get there. That's why He allows the process. But when it's time, He moves quickly. Suddenly you meet the right person. Suddenly the opportunity comes. Suddenly the breakthrough arrives. So don't be discouraged by slow seasons. Don't let delays convince you that your dream is out of reach. Stay faithful, keep preparing, and keep believing, because when God moves, it won't take years. It will happen quickly. One day you'll look back and realize that everything was leading up to that sudden shift. The waiting wasn't in vain. The hard work wasn't wasted. Everything was aligning for that one moment when acceleration kicked in and you stepped into the fullness of what was meant for you. What you've been believing for, what you've been waiting on. It's not just coming, it's coming quickly. Stay ready, because the breakthrough is closer than you think. Life is full of uncertainties. There are times when we don't see how things will work out, times when obstacles seem bigger than our dreams, and times when we feel stuck, wondering if things will ever change. In these moments, fear tries to take over. It whispers, what if it never happens? What if you fail? What if you're not good enough? But faith speaks a different language. Faith says, I don't see it yet, but I believe it's coming. I don't understand how, but I trust that God is making a way. The truth is, breakthroughs don't come to those who live in fear. They come to those who choose faith even when things look impossible. Many people miss their moments because fear convinces them to stay where they are. They hesitate, they second guess themselves, and they let doubt talk them out of taking the next step. But here's the thing, things can change in an instant. What seemed far away can suddenly be right in front of you. The opportunity you've been waiting for, the breakthrough you've been praying about, the success you've been working toward, it can come out of nowhere. The question is, will you be ready to step into it when it arrives? Fear always focuses on the worst case scenario. It makes you think of everything that could go wrong, but faith focuses on possibility. It reminds you that no matter how things look right now, a sudden shift can happen. A student struggling in school may feel like they'll never improve, but with the right mindset and effort, things can change overnight. An entrepreneur working hard for years without success may think they'll never make it, but one right connection can turn everything around. A person battling sickness may feel like healing is far away, but with faith, they can see a turnaround happen faster than expected. History is full of stories of people who held on to faith despite the odds. Think about Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. What if he had given up after the first failure? What if he had let fear of failure stop him? He believed in what he was doing, even when there was no evidence that success was coming. That's how faith works. You have to believe even before you see it. Fear delays progress, but faith accelerates it. When you live in faith, you position yourself for sudden breakthroughs. You wake up each day expecting favor. You take steps toward your dreams, even when things seem uncertain. You keep preparing, knowing that the moment is coming when everything will fall into place. The truth is, transformation doesn't always happen slowly. Sometimes change comes in a single moment. That's why you can't let fear hold you back. Stay in faith, stay ready, and don't let doubt steal your opportunity, because when it happens, and it will, it's going to happen quickly. The way we think shapes the way we experience life. Our mindset determines what we expect, and what we expect often becomes our reality. If we believe things will always be difficult, that success will take forever, or that doors will never open for us, then we subconsciously act in ways that reinforce those beliefs. But when we shift our mindset to one of faith, confidence, and expectation, we start to see opportunities we never noticed before, but once seemed impossible, suddenly feels within reach. The way we think creates the foundation for how quickly things can change in our lives. Many people are trapped not by their circumstances, but by their mindset. They've convinced themselves that progress has to be slow, that their dreams are too far away, and that success is only for certain kinds of people. But the truth is, life is full of sudden breakthroughs, unexpected blessings, and divine acceleration. The question is, are we thinking in a way that allows us to receive them? If our minds are filled with negativity, doubt, and fear, we won't even recognize an opportunity when it comes. But if we keep our minds focused on growth, faith, and expectation, we will be ready to take action when the right moment arrives. Consider the story of two individuals working in the same company. One spends years complaining about how slow their career is moving, how they never get the right opportunities, and how they'll probably be stuck in the same position forever. The other, however, walks in every day expecting growth, learning new skills, and preparing as if a promotion could come at any time. When a leadership position opens up, who do you think is more likely to step into it? The person who believed nothing would change, or the one who prepared as if change was right around the corner? Mindset is everything. When we expect delays, we accept them as normal. When we expect success, we work toward it with confidence. This is why it's so important to fill our minds with thoughts of possibility instead of thoughts of limitation. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen quickly. Some of the greatest successes in history have come in moments that seemed ordinary. A single phone call, a chance encounter, a sudden realization. These moments happen all the time, but only those with the right mindset are ready to embrace them. If you've been thinking that progress has to take years, shift your perspective. Start believing that the right opportunity could come at any moment. Train your mind to see doors opening instead of doors closing. Develop the mindset that success is not something distant, but something that could be right in front of you. When you do this, you position yourself for acceleration. The way you think determines the way you experience life. If you shift your mindset today, you may be surprised at how quickly things begin to change. Get ready, because the breakthrough you've been waiting for is closer than you think. Opportunities come when we least expect them. The right connections, the perfect timing, the unexpected open doors. These things don't always follow a predictable path. Sometimes we spend years working, preparing, and waiting only to see a breakthrough happen in a moment. One phone call, one conversation, one meeting can change everything. The key is to be ready when the opportunity arises, because when it happens, it's going to happen quickly. Many people miss their moments, not because they lack talent or potential, but because they aren't paying attention. They assume success will come in a slow, steady process, so they don't stay prepared for sudden acceleration. But life doesn't always work that way. Doors don't always give long warnings before they open. They don't always knock twice. That's why we must develop the habit of staying ready. If you're praying for a new job, are you preparing yourself to step into it? If you're believing for a business opportunity, are you sharpening your skills so you can handle it when it arrives? Look at the way nature operates. A seed planted in the ground may take months or even years to grow beneath the surface, but when the right conditions appear, it can sprout and flourish almost overnight. The process of growth was happening all along, even when no one could see it. The same is true for opportunities in life. It may feel like nothing is happening, but behind the scenes, things are aligning. The right people are being placed in your path. The resources you need are being prepared. The doors you've been waiting for are being unlocked. And when it all comes together, it won't be slow, it will happen suddenly. Think about someone who wants to be a great musician. If they wait until they're invited to perform before they start practicing, they'll never be ready. But if they treat every day as a preparation for their moment, then when the opportunity arrives, they can step into it with confidence. The same applies to every area of life. A student who studies consistently will be ready when an academic opportunity presents itself. An entrepreneur who works hard behind the scenes will be ready when the right investor shows up. A leader who prepares even when no one is watching will be ready when they're called to step up. Opportunities don't always wait. If you're not ready, they may pass you by. That's why it's important to live with expectation, to wake up each day knowing that something good could happen at any moment. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in history happen when people least expected them. One idea changed an entire industry. One discovery reshaped the world. One decision altered the course of someone's life forever. Doors will open, opportunities will come, and when they do, you want to be ready. Don't wait until it happens to start preparing. Live every day as if your breakthrough could come at any moment. Because when the right opportunity arrives, it's going to happen quickly. Growth doesn't happen by accident. Success isn't just about luck or being in the right place at the right time. It's about being prepared, being disciplined, and staying in position so that when the right moment comes, you're ready to step into it. Many people pray for opportunities, but when they finally arrive, they aren't prepared to take advantage of them. That's why it's so important to stay positioned for growth, because when things begin to shift, they will shift quickly. Imagine a farmer who plants seeds but never waters them, never tends to the soil, and never checks on the crops. When harvest time comes, he will have nothing to reap. But the farmer who stays consistent, who puts in the work, even when he doesn't see immediate results, will be ready when the season changes. The same principle applies to every area of life. If you're believing for a new job, are you developing your skills? If you're dreaming of starting a business, are you learning how to manage one? If you want to be a leader, are you practicing leadership now? It's easy to think, I'll get ready when the opportunity comes, but by then, it may be too late. Success moves quickly. When doors open, you don't always have time to go back and prepare. You have to already be ready. That's why the most successful people don't wait for growth to happen. They position themselves for it. They learn, they practice, they discipline themselves so that when the moment arrives, they can step into it with confidence. Think about an athlete training for a championship. They don't wait until the big game to start preparing. They train every day as if the opportunity could come at any moment. The same is true for a musician, an artist, a business owner, or a student. The ones who stay positioned, who keep growing, learning, and improving, are the ones who are ready when the opportunity finally arrives. Sometimes we don't see immediate results, and it's tempting to think our preparation is wasted. But just because nothing seems to be happening doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Growth is often invisible until the moment acceleration comes. A person might spend years building their skills in obscurity, but then seemingly overnight they get recognized, promoted, or given an opportunity that changes their life. That's how acceleration works. Things may seem slow for a season, but when the shift happens, it happens fast. And that's why we must stay ready. Keep working on your craft. Keep learning new things. Keep developing yourself, even when no one is watching. Because when the moment comes, when the doors open and success comes knocking, you don't want to hesitate. You want to be ready to step into your destiny. Growth is not an event, it's a process. And when the right time comes, when everything aligns, it won't be slow, it's going to happen quickly. The question is, will you be ready? Life is not as slow as we often think. The breakthroughs we desire, the success we dream of, the transformation we long for, it's all closer than we realize. But to step into these moments of acceleration, we must be prepared. We must develop ourselves before the opportunity arrives, stay ready for sudden change, and shift our mindset to expect success rather than delay. Fear may try to convince us that progress will take forever, but faith tells us that things can change in an instant. A single opportunity, a single decision, a single moment can turn everything around. The key is to stay in position, growing, learning, and preparing, so that when that moment comes, we don't hesitate. We walk into it with confidence. Your breakthrough is not far away. The right doors will open. The right opportunities will come. And when they do, you want to be ready. Stay in faith, stay disciplined, and stay prepared. Because when it happens, and it will, it's going to happen quickly.